it's another day. About, 2 weeks later, I was a few days in the hospital, so I couldn't get out to barbecue. Well, this time, I'm gonna start from the beginning here, from the last video I made. Here's the barbecuer. And take off the cover. It's a kind of a nice day. It's overcast like usual, or summer of overcast. And so I'm gonna try to stand the phone up and show you how I'm lighting this. So go and then just take the rack out. Notice that the heat reflector stone is have a hook on it, and so it's underneath. And got the light here. Okay. So it's lit. I'll put this back on. And see it smoke. Open up the bottom vent for this cook. Well, today I have a few things. I found me a piece of lamb and in the bargain bin at Safeway, well, the bargain meat specials, whatever they call it. And I wrapped it up a little bit with some seasonings. Unwrap it here. And, well, I get the seasonings into the meat here. I'm going to cook it like a pork butt. It's a small piece. And I'm also going to cook some barbecue chicken in a while with it. But let me get this head start. So I'm going to keep it open for a little while and let the fire light really good. And there's something big coming around the corner here. Or that's my neighbor's truck or something. I don't know, but anyways, I'm out here under my awning again and just relaxing. It's a pretty warm day. It's probably in the upper 60s. Maybe 68 degrees and overcast. It has a little bit of wind, which is blowing the smoke south. One thing I love about this is you can barbecue in a windy day. Once the lid is shut, it works good, doesn't bother the cooker. Well, I was noticing some other people's videos, and one thing you gotta do is you gotta be careful on the high heats of these barbecuers so you don't crack the interior ceramic. I don't know what they call that, bowl or whatever they call it, where the fire is, the firebox. And some people have made some things where they bring up the burner, some mods for these things. I pretty much just leave it alone myself. I don't have much money or much tools anymore to change things. So, well, you can see it really getting to smoking. And so I'll just put some McCormick seasoning. I think it's smoked maple McCormick. Those seasonings are really delicious. I like the smoked maple and the that bourbon. What's it called? I forget. They have a bourbon one, and I don't know if it's real bourbon, but any alcohol burns off from any kind of heat. But This is good. There'll be enough room. I got a couple chicken pieces later, and I got this. By the time I get this in the foil, I'm going to leave it an hour and get some good smoke on it before I put it in the foil. But I'm going to have to go low and slow on this here. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know why these little ones tend to have temperature fluctuations. But as long as you keep an eye on it every 15-20 minutes and adjust the vents, it does it. It does a good job of it. So, well, here I'm going to pick the meat on it. Of course, I'm handling it by my hands. It doesn't matter. There. The meat's on there. I got a little towel here. My hand a little wipe on that. Okay. And I'm having my coffee in my favorite mug. When they were in the San Francisco paper, Bill the Cat and Opus, I would read it in the break room. One of my favorite comic strips. I bought several of the books of them. And whenever the power's out and I have no media to entertain myself with, a Bloom County book just fits the bill. Okay, I'm gonna probably stop this video because it's already got on there and it's gonna take several hours to it's gonna take an hour. I'm gonna leave it for and let it get good and smoky, and then I'll wrap it with foil. You can see the fire starting to lick up. You see that fire going. This would be my third video, and I hope it comes out okay. I'm a little scatterbrained, so don't mind me. And these are just for entertainment purposes. Maybe you can laugh at me. Oh boy. Okay. Thanks for listening to this little talk. I'll see you in about an hour. Okay, I'm recording again. It's been about 45 minutes to an hour, and let's take a look what it looks like. Oh, doesn't that look good? Now I'm going to wrap it up in aluminum foil and let it slow roast. There, let's shut this. Kind of, one thing is, when you opened up a gas grill, it cool off. When you open these grills up, you gotta be quick because it cools off eventually in there, but it heats up quick. It'll get more air onto those coals and start burning quick. And I'll show you the temperature. It's a little warm. I'm gonna try to get it down a little bit. And I only got the vent open a very little bit. I'm going to shut that a little bit more. I don't want the coals to go out, but I want this to get to about 250 degrees. And yeah, so I'm going to get the foil out. Okay, it only took a few seconds to get it, and the temperature went down a little bit to 250. I'm gonna try to keep it there for the next hour or so. I was on Facebook replying to a lot of people with their fears about these vaccines that have just came out, and I have received my first one. Second one's tomorrow. The first one, I didn't even notice any change. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. No soreness. No. Some people receive soreness. Well, anyways, tomorrow I'll find out if I have any reaction to the second one. But with diabetes and other health problems, it's best off I get these vaccines. And I've been getting flu vaccines for quite a few years. I don't remember how many, but and I find that they're perfectly safe. They're not going to hurt you. Now, if you have a reaction to eggs, I think that it might be a problem, but I don't know if that's a issue anymore. But these vaccines are far and part safe. If not, you'd be hearing outrageous things. You just hear a little tiny few things that maybe people's fears get a hold of them. You don't know if the vaccine caused any problems or not, but people, it is safe. And it's best to take the vaccine instead of getting COVID itself. And many people are in mourning because they lost their relatives to COVID. So my family has been unaffected by this, but we've been isolated. The car here doesn't work and I don't drive. So I've been home, and I'm glad I've been isolated and I have not gotten it. Because I'm sure I wouldn't have gotten it. It would have been not good for me to get. It would have been really bad. Okay, well, I'm going to come back in about, an hour or so and put on some chicken along the side of this. May as well get a few things done when I'm out here. You could barbecue more than one item at a time on these things and get some cooking. If I don't eat the chicken tonight, it'll be cooked. And I'll eat it tomorrow. Leftover chicken, barbecue chicken in the refrigerator does not last long. Well, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in an hour. Okay, I'm back. It's not been that long, but I'm going to show you here. The temperature dropped down to 200. It was a bit dying. I opened up the vents, and I'm going to try to get this thing stoked up again. It's still warm. And I'm just about ready to put the chicken on. This is how I prepare the chicken. Cut up and put it in a bowl. Smother it with barbecue sauce. It's just a store-bought sauce. Making your own sauce is like more work than it's worth when you could just buy it for $1.50 to $2 a bottle. And there's many different flavors of it, so whatever you want, buy whatever flavor you want. So I'm hoping this thing kicks back up. So I hope I don't have to blow on the coals. But I'm gonna see, putting the lid down. Now it lost all temperature. I should have been out here minding it, but it is a bit cool today. So I'm gonna put the thicker pieces of chicken, the thighs and the legs on, and I'm gonna save the breast meat for right before it's done. Now I don't expect to eat for another couple hours, and I'm not really too hungry right now. And I'll be back after this is on. in about an hour again to show what's gone on. Okay, I'm back, and I took off the lamb, and I put on the chicken breast, and the other parts of the chicken is cooking really nicely. But let's take a look at this. It's tender as pie. Oh man, I could take a piece. Oops, I almost dropped it. Oh, that is good. That is really good. I didn't burn it this time. Surprisingly, this small piece only took about 3.5 hours. 3 hours to cook. Now, I'm gonna let the barbecue get a little bit hotter for the chicken. And the chicken's cooking nicely too. Oh, I can't wait to put a little on this my plate here. I want it to rest a little bit and cover it back up a little bit. It did just about go out, and I had to add take it off, add a couple pieces of small pieces of wood. I'll show you something like it. I like these little strips I get from a friend of mine. So, break them in half. They work better than a fire starter. Though our little napkin's fine. These things can light up really, really nice. And Yoshi's out here keeping me company. Hey, Yoshi. He smells the meat too. Okay, I'll show you. This is my little thermometer. I've had it ever since I was a cook at Denny's. And this has been just fine. I put this in there. It was 190 degrees for the meat here. And it didn't have any effort going in. Well, I'm at the point where I was at the last time, where the chicken is cooking, the lamb is done. Oh boy, lamb is way better than pork, but I like pork too. But boy, Yoshi smells it. Not yet, Yoshi. Oh boy, I got some potatoes I'm gonna have served with this, and maybe I could open a can of vegetable and have a proper dinner. Okay, well, it's a success. Success! Another success with this barbecuer. I'm so glad I got this. If I had the money to get the $1,000 version of the major brand of it, well, but I don't have that kind of money. And this has just been just fine. And my little side place I have for it, just fine too. No need to be expensive. Well, wherever you can save a buck, you can save a buck. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching.